Every day I get asked these questions. Are the prices gonna stop jumping? Is the housing market gonna crash? Is this a good time to buy? Is this a good time to sell? Or is this a good time to invest? All great questions. COVID, as you know, has reset the market in the last 2 years, and it seems like this is going to be the new norm. What's the new norm? Well, it's the norm where buyers are not sure where the market is headed and sellers are not sure what to do, whether to sell now and buy another one, which they're having a hard time finding a house, or just stay put. So what has happened is, due to the COVID, obviously the inventory has been down, drastically down. In fact, in Anaheim Hills, and of course I'm going to talk about Anaheim Hills, but the general trend in Anaheim Hills is also pretty much the same trend in Orange County and pretty much most of California. So the trend has been, as you already know, low inventory due to COVID restrictions, low historic interest rates, so the buyers are jumping to buy instead of renting and pay high rental rates. So that has created the new norm, which is shortage of homes, prices are jumping, and buyers are still buying with the new homes. And sellers are challenged with selling their home at top prices, but when they buy, and if they buy, whether they're moving up or whether they're moving down, they're also paying high prices. By the way, I'm Mike Patel with First Team and Christie's International Real Estate right here in Anaheim Hills. And I've been doing business in Anaheim Hills for quite a while and in Orange County. And despite this market, and if I talk about Anaheim Hills Market, which I mentioned earlier, pretty much is generally the same in Orange County, Anaheim Hills is a desirable community, desirable city, part of Anaheim. And if you're looking to buy or to sell, this is a good time to sell. Buyers are coming to Anaheim Hills. Anaheim Hills is one of the most affluent cities, not just in Orange County, but in all of California and USA. It has great parks, hiking trails, golf courses, horse trails. It has green hills, especially after the great rain we had yesterday. So it's a very scenic town and very desirable town to move into. But I understand that some of the sellers may want to move because they are retiring, or they have job transfer, or they want to move to their family out of area or out of state. So it's a great time to sell and it's a great time to buy. And I understand that's a conflict, but that's how the market is. And as far as the prices in Anaheim Hills, as I mentioned earlier, the median home price of Anaheim Hills as of today is approximately $1 million, which is a lot of money for a house. That's approximately 1,800 or 2,000 square feet, pending condition, the year it was built. And also, just 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago, the median home price in Anaheim Hills was around $830,000. So there's a big jump. In fact, in California, in the last 2 years, the prices have gone up almost 30% throughout California. Some places are up 40% just in 2 years, which is a very high amount of appreciation for a home. So if you're a seller, this is a great time to sell, make your money, and then take your equity and then buy another house, whether you're moving up or down. In case you're a buyer and you are concerned what's happening with the market, it's still a great time to buy because you're going to take advantage of these low interest rates. And if you're renting right now, I'm sure you're paying very high rents, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a typical home in Orange County or in Anaheim Hills. So going back to the questions, as I mentioned earlier, is the market going to crash? Are the prices going up? Is this a good time to sell or buy? Well, let's look at it. Is this a good time to buy? Well, like I mentioned earlier, low interest rates, and instead of paying high rent, this is a good time to buy, even though the inventory is low. And finally, to address the question of, is there a market crash? Well, nobody can tell if there's a market crash or not, but according to my conversations with a lot of the other agents that I talk to, a lot of the buyers and the sellers, and a lot of real estate gurus that I talk to, one of the reasons we may not have a crash, it's because there's a lot of equity in the houses. As you know, prices have jumped in the last, I would say, 4 years, almost 40%. So even if people lose jobs or they lose their business and cannot make payments, they can stay in the house for 1 or 2 years, and even after that, when they sell, they'll have enough equity. So personally, I don't see a crash coming because of that one word, equity in the house. And there's jobs, stock markets are high, and people are still buying and selling. As you saw in the last 2 years, people have bought in the last 2 or 3 years with multiple offers, prices jumping, and we see that new trend in the next 2 years. That's the new norm. Let's see what happens 6 months down the road when I do another market update. Please subscribe if you're watching this for the first time. I would appreciate it.